So this one I've only done once. I've tried to turn it into a slam piece, but it never works. So one of these days I'll figure some shit out, but I really like it. This is kind of a true story, so. You appeared at a very strange time in my life. In the place between dreaming and awareness, where the brain is receiving too many signals, where it is getting both messages to wake and to sleep, you parted the veil and walked into my world like some mythic monster. The sounds of my sister's panicked cries still echo in my ears. The scared calls of my mother still resonate, but at the time, when I was lying in my bed, paralyzed, all of it seemed far away. All I can really say is thank you, because ever since then I have been walking down a path from which there is no return, a path that a rare few will ever see, and never in the same way. Talking about this in human terms really can't compare. It will never reach any level within your notice, assuming anything is. But consider this a song. I call myself an agnostic, and I still am, but I have become a man of faith. I have become the worshiper of the question, taking the glimmers of starlight you left glittering across my vision and trailing behind you, reading your wake. What my mind's eye saw while I lay in that bed was something in the shape of an angler, blacker than the spaces between stars, glimmering pinpricks of light like holes poked through a sheet. When you looked at it, it made a sound, like a combination of breathing and a train wreck, inhalations through jagged teeth that sounded like the earth was ripping itself apart. And while I was lying there, trying not to scream lest this thing notice me cowering, my entire family awoke simultaneously, in cold sweat, screaming. I'm an agnostic. I don't jump to conclusions easily, but I can still honestly say that I don't know what you are. Maybe you are something living in my head in places that only chemicals can unlock, a mirror image of a concept that I can't quite consciously handle. Maybe you are some predator stalking the world for prey, but I've become affixed to you. I've become a junkie. Every time my head meets my pillow is a prayer. You are the embodiment of emptiness, a Rorschach that I molded into a form that my mind can comprehend without sending me spiraling off to insanity. You stripped me of what I thought I knew. And I've come to think that this is about sacrifice, about shedding who you are to uncover the truth. I found out the first of many names for you investigating this idea of emptiness, and it said that you are there to strip mankind of the ego, to reach union with the Godhead, that you are the demon at the gates of enlightenment, and that to pass beyond you is to die. So I ask, I've come this far. Nail me to that cross and let's get this over with. You are the line between reason and chaos, the acts of creation and destruction rolled together into a seething mass without form and of the void, a place where the concepts of boundaries no longer exist, the failure of logic. You are the glimmer in the eye of a wolf, muzzle bloody, staring at me across a fresh kill. Every star that has gone supernova, every ounce of oil dredged from the deserts of earth, every burst of color from fungus growing over rainforest underbrush, the place between the flesh and the triad, adept and magus. You are Kali, third eye, goddess, Azidahaka, death dragon, Hydra, gatekeeper, Coranzon, Babylon, and guardian angel. A thing so alien that the concepts of love and hatred, compassion and fear cannot figure into your mind, to use such a puny word for something so abhuman. You are the primeval wildfire, tearing across ancient earth, clearing the way for birth in an act of conflagration, and here I am, a caveman, marveling at forces beyond my comprehension, at once trying to hold a branch of you and trying to use your light. Your secret is that the less you know, the more you understand, and the more you sleep, the more awake you really are. Every man and woman is a star, and you are the balance between gravity and explosion that keeps our lights churning in the Black Sea, the abyss between continents, every dead world that we can see through mirrored lenses, and the overgrowth on skyscrapers after the bombs go off, the nails in the cross, and the blood that drips heavy on the earth at the foot of Christ. You, my goddess, are the doctor, cutting out my eye and giving me something which has no names. Well, maybe I'm looking at this all wrong. More like the socket, which has taught me that you see more clearly when you close your eyes, and that the only real truth is that there is no truth. I am the priest standing atop a pyramid, and in an act older than the kiss of lovers' lips, splitting myself open with a sharpened stone and holding my entrails to the sky, an act of devotion, not to things because, but to things that need no justification. The funny thing about anglers is that they don't really mate. The male is absorbed into the female's body forever, and the creepy thing about Bana is that she rules Cancer of the right eye. I wanted to name this poem Question, but to do so is a failure, putting a word to a thing that goes beyond speech. I wanted to name it But to do so puts form around the formless and straps down emptiness with a placeholder. You can call this is not a poem if you wish, just as that which is has many names, but here and now at 5:33 in the morning, approximately 2 hours after the exact time of night when she first appeared to me, after late night can't sleep with blurry dancing on the edges of vision, abstract, penetrating and manifesting in physical, dense exhalations of creator's breath. Now, as if there were any other time, I know what to call it. You can call this is not a poem. I call it